Let's begin then with Battery Smart. It's a battery swapping network for electric 2 and 3 wheelers, and they announced a $65 million funding round led by LeapFrog Investments. We've got with us Pulkit Khurana. He's the co-founder and the CEO at Battery Smart, now joining in. Pulkit, thanks so much for taking time out. So what is the game plan? You want to accelerate your expansion, your technology. What will you use the $65 million for?
So we saw participation from LeapFrog Investments, MUFG, and Panasonic as new investors, and also our existing investors, Blume Ecosystem Integrity Fund, as well as British International Investments also participated in the round. We would be using the capital to further strengthen our technology suite as well as expand across multiple other cities. We are already present in 30 cities in India. We're planning to open another 10 to 15 cities in the next 12 months.
So how many battery swapping stations do you have right now? Over how many cities? And I understand that you have a presence in Haryana, NCR, UP, etc. How are you looking to further expand that?
Sure. Currently, we serve more than 50,000 customers. We are operational at 1,000 plus locations across 30 cities in India. We serve close to 85,000 battery swaps every day across our network. We are a 4-year-old company and we have rapidly grown to this space. We would further be adding around 50,000 more customers within the year, thus doubling our presence. And we are planning to open up at least 10 to 15 more cities while doing it.
You also recently tied up with Zepto to deploy 1,000 vehicles in the next financial year. So tell us how that partnership is working out for you. Are there any other partnerships in the works?
Sure. So Battery Smart essentially is solving for commercial user base, right? When it comes to two-wheelers or three-wheelers. Now within two-wheelers, most of the commercial activities for food commerce and e-commerce companies. And when I say e-commerce, that includes quick commerce, of course. And that is where we have been actively adding a lot of individual drivers who are either working with players like Zomato, Zepto, Swiggy, etc. We are a very horizontal and agnostic platform, right? So we are not biased towards any particular use case. Customers are free to drive for food commerce or quick commerce companies. We are essentially trying to make it more affordable for them to own a EV as well as eliminate their downtime problem, because all these gig workers can really benefit by using their vehicles more and thus increase their incomes. That is what we have been doing, and we continue to partner with all players across food commerce as well as quick commerce to do that.
You know, reports are indicating that you have seen a 7-fold increase in your revenues to about 55.8 crore rupees. What is the outlook when it comes to your financials? Are you still loss-making? What's the game plan to grow your revenues and turn profitable?
We are on our path to profitability. We have substantially grown. As I was saying earlier, we are only a 4-year-old company when it comes to operations. So it's still early days, as well as we are trying to create a new category. There has been no scaled up battery swapping operation so far in our country. We are the largest players today. But we are barely scratching the surface when it comes to total market, right? We are barely serving 50,000 customers. But if you look at the market itself, it's growing exponentially. Just last 3 months, an average of 50,000 vehicles per month got added just in the three-wheeler category, right? So if this market is going to expand at this pace, we are definitely going to try our best to also cater to as many customers as possible. And we are targeting another 5 to 7x growth in next 3 years to do that.
Right, and Pulkit, you know, you've secured close to a number of fundraisers, $100 million from key investors, the likes of Tiger Global. Can you share any details on what the valuation currently stands at?
So cumulatively over the last 4 years, we have raised over $100 million in equity. We have raised almost the same amount in debt as well. And the current round, which we recently announced, values us at a 340 million post-money valuation.
And you also have the plans, for a zero carbon future and really expanding India's EV charging infrastructure. How are you looking to expand your services in more regions, even include tier 2 and 3 regions?
Sure. So if you look at what we are trying to do is when we are enabling EV adoption and serving so many customers to drive more every day, we are basically helping eliminate CO2 emissions. Every day we enable more than 2.5 million kilometers through our network for two-wheelers as well as three-wheelers. We have been able to thus enable over 1 billion kilometers so far. And that means as many kilometers did not require burning fossil fuels, right? We will continue to do that. That is the mission of our company, that we're trying to enable EV adoption. And by doing so, the byproduct is that we're helping the environment. And also from a real estate and infrastructure perspective, what we're trying to do is that in a country like India, where there's no parking space and the grid cannot support parallel charging for millions of vehicles, battery swapping really solves for those problems as well.
And given that by 2030, reports indicate that EVs could represent 1/3 of India's passenger vehicle market, how do you want to capitalize on this?
So the industry definitely on the back of strong tailwinds as well as improving cost factors is seeing a lot of adoption. As I said earlier, within the three-wheeler and two-wheeler space is where we are trying to solve for the downtime problem, where the customers who are using these vehicles for commercial activity really cannot afford to waste any time charging their vehicles. They would rather be on the road utilizing their vehicles to increase their incomes. At the same time, the EVs are still slightly more expensive compared to their ICE counterparts. And that is where battery swapping helps to reduce that cost by 40 to 50%, where we de-link or decouple the battery from EV. The battery is provided by a network like us, while the customer only owns the vehicle. So by solving those two problems, we are trying to enable this transition for India at a faster pace.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.